Imagine a world where the Indian Ocean wasn't just an empty blue expanse. Imagine, instead, a vast, lush continent, a bridge of land connecting India to Madagascar and Australia. A place of golden cities, advanced poets, and a civilization so old it makes the Great Pyramids look like new construction. This isn't just a fairy tale. For millions, it is a lost history. They call it Kumari Kandam. But here's the twist. Modern maps say it never existed. Geologists say it's impossible. Yet deep-sea sonar is starting to pick up shapes on the ocean floor that shouldn't be there. Is Kumari Kandam a beautiful myth, or are we literally walking on the roof of a drowned empire? Today, on Era by Era, we're diving into the abyss to find the truth. To understand the mystery, we have to go back to the ancient Tamil texts. These aren't just poems, they are records. According to these traditions, before the India we know today existed, there was a massive landmass to the south called Kumari Kandam. It was said to be the seat of the Pandyan kings, but it wasn't just a kingdom, it was the cradle of human civilization. Legend says this lost continent hosted the first two sangams, massive academies of poets and scholars that lasted for thousands of years. They possessed knowledge we are only just rediscovering today. But then, the ocean turned. Ancient accounts described Kadal Kol, literally the sea stealing the land. Massive tsunamis, rising tides, and a series of cataclysms that swallowed 49 territories whole. The survivors fled north, landing on the shores of modern-day Tamil Nadu, carrying with them the fragments of a broken history. Now, you might be thinking, every culture has a flood myth. Why is this one different? Well, because unlike Atlantis, the people of Kumari Kandam left us a map, and that map points to something very real sitting at the bottom of the sea. In the 1800s, long before we had satellite imagery, Western scientists stumbled upon a bizarre puzzle. They found lemurs, those small primates, in Madagascar and India, but nowhere in between. How did they cross the ocean? Zoologist Philip Sclater proposed a radical theory, a lost land bridge he named Lemuria. For decades, the scientific community actually accepted this. They believed a continent had simply sunk into the Indian Ocean. But then came the theory of plate tectonics. Scientists realized the continents drift. They don't just sink like heavy stones. Lemuria was laughed out of the textbooks. The case was closed. Or was it? In 2013, geologists found something they couldn't explain. While searching the floor of the Indian Ocean near Mauritius, they discovered grains of zircon. Now, zircon is tough. It's a mineral found in continental crust. But the ocean floor here was supposed to be young volcanic rock. The zircons they found were nearly 2 billion years old. The lead researchers' conclusion? They were standing on the remains of a microcontinent that had been pulverized and drowned millions of years ago. Suddenly, the myth of a lost land in the Indian Ocean had a scientific heartbeat. If you pull up Google Earth right now and look at the gap between India and Sri Lanka, you'll see something incredible. It's called Rama's Bridge or Adam's Bridge. It's a 30-mile-long chain of limestone shoals. For a long time, we thought it was just a natural sandbar, but look closer. Some geological surveys suggest these stones aren't just sand, they are arranged. Legend says this was a bridge built by an ancient army. Science says it was a land bridge that was above water as recently as 600 years ago. If a bridge could exist there, what else was dry land 10,000 or 20,000 years ago during the last ice age? When the glaciers melted, the sea levels rose by over 300 feet. That is enough to swallow coastal civilizations whole. If Kumari Kandam existed on the low-lying shelves of the Indian Ocean, it wouldn't have sunk. It would have been deleted by the rising tide. And this is where it gets spooky. Divers off the coast of Pumpuhar and Mahabalipuram in South India have reported seeing more than just coral. They found U-shaped structures, man-made walls, and what look like paved streets, all sitting 100 feet underwater. Marine archaeologists have used side-scan sonar to map these areas, and the results are uncomfortable for mainstream history. We are seeing geometric shapes that nature just doesn't make. Could these be the northern tips of Kumari Kandam? If these cities were thriving 10,000 years ago, it changes everything. It means that while the rest of the world was supposedly in the Stone Age, the people of the South were building maritime empires. It suggests that our modern history is just the second act of a much longer story. Is Kumari Kandam a literal continent the size of Africa? Probably not. The geology of the Earth doesn't support a whole continent vanishing overnight. But was there a massive, highly advanced coastal civilization lost to the rising seas at the end of the Ice Age? The evidence says yes. The ghost continent might be a memory of a time when the world was larger and our ancestors watched their golden age slip beneath the waves. The ocean doesn't give up its secrets easily, but we're getting closer every day. What do you think? Is Kumari Kandam waiting to be rediscovered, or is it just a beautiful tribute to a lost past? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the era of myths, hit that subscribe button. We're exploring every corner of time, one mystery at a time. I'm Era by Era, and I'll see you in the next chapter of history.